WFD-TV presents Gentle Giant with Pam Minnick and Katie Kaufman.
Pennsylvania has a history rich in agriculture and draft horses.
This week we'll meet heavy horse enthusiasts who are dedicated in passing along the heritage and traditions of driving to the next generation and building their confidence in the process.
Stay with us. Gentle Giants begins in just a moment. Welcome back to Gentle Giants. For Dr. Amy Snover of Danville, Pennsylvania, life is a balancing act between her passion for medicine and her lifelong love of horses.
I'm an emergency physician at Geisinger Medical Center. We're a level 1 trauma center, which means we get everything from about 30 counties. Our range is sort of from the New York border to Harrisburg, east to Allentown, and west to Altoona. So it's I think our catchment area is like 1.7 million people. Look around, there's really nobody here except they're all scattered all over the place. I work all night shifts, and I've been doing that for about 17 years now.
Amy and Walt have 3 beautiful Percherons and various other equines on their 40-acre Way Up farm outside Danville, Pennsylvania. Their addiction to Gentle Giants began when they offered to help a friend with his 6-horse hitch.
We got into draft horses about 12 years ago. Walt really liked them and wanted to learn more about them. I called up a neighbor that I knew had draft horses and asked if he ever gave driving lessons. And he said, no, but if you want to come out to the farm on weekends, we're hitching every weekend till farm show. We'll teach you everything we know. And, so we hitched with them all winter and then traveled with them for the next year to Indiana, Ohio, a lot of different the big shows, and then bought one of our own, and it was all downhill from there.
I wanted to do drafts. So fortunately for us, geographically, we are so surrounded by individuals that love different draft horse breeds, and just love the big horses. No matter how bad you're feeling during the day, you come down to the barn and you step in and have one of them big guys stick their head over your shoulder and you sit there and scratch their nose and day goes away.
He really enjoys it. It's something he can do and take part in. We've both realized as we get a little older that you don't have to be quite as in shape to do this as you do to go, for me, ride a hunter course or to do a long scale, horseback ride. But, we can both go in and be very competitive without, we're not spending $1 million on these horses. We only have, we've had 1 or 2 that have done very well for us, and they have to do everything. And he's really enjoyed being able to do a little bit of everything with what we've got and not have to go out and spend a lot of money to be very competitive and buy a lot of fancy stuff.
On any given day, you'll find a group of teenagers who are anxious to learn all they can about caring for horses, hitching, and driving. Amy has been a 4-H leader for 25 years. 4-H volunteer leaders play a major role and are the heart and soul of 4-H. Their goal when mentoring is to make the best better. 4-H members get practical hands-on experience. They learn by doing. 4-H activities help youth achieve greater self-confidence and learn responsibility. They not only learn new skills, but they also build relationships that will last a lifetime.
I grew up with 4-H, and I was lucky enough to have a lot of people that really were mentors to me. They really gave back. They really gave me a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And I think it's really important that as adults and leaders in the community, in the horse industry, and 4-H, and whatever else we're doing, that we give other people the same opportunity. These kids, but a lot of other kids who's they're never going to have a chance to work with a draft horse. How many families just go out and say, oh sure, we'll buy you a draft horse today and let's go have fun with it. It's just not something you jump into lightly. They learn navigation and map reading to get us to and from these shows and not get lost once they're there. Time management's incredibly essential. If you know you have to be in the ring at 8 o'clock, you have to, they know to count backwards and say, well, we've got to be up at 5 to feed horses and then wash and then clean stalls and then roll mains and get in the ring. They're incredibly organized. They learn all about just the biology and biosciences of it as far as horse health. There's a lot of economics involved they learn, and then we're lucky enough to travel with some lawyers and some politicians, so they learn about the legal and economic and political side of the ag business in general. So it's they learn a ton. And
Walt prefers to stay out of the arena, but his background in community services, he's a retired flight paramedic and supervisor of the Valley Township, made him the perfect candidate for president of the Pennsylvania Percheron Association. He's also president of District 14 Co-op Extension Board. Walt is like a second dad to Amy's 4-H girls and is both proud and protective of them.
It's just always been a lot of fun to have them around, and over the years you just get a little closer and a little closer, and I kind of protect them like they're my daughters. We go to a show, whether we're at New Jersey State Fair or Pennsylvania Farm Show or where we are, they get disciplined like they're my daughters. They had to get used to me yelling at them like they're my daughters. So I guess over the time they just decided they might as well be my daughters.
Katie was the 2009 Pennsylvania Draft Horse and Mule Association Queen and is currently a junior at Penn State, where she's an ag education and cooperative extension major and member of the ROTC.
She asked to tag along to Farm Show one year and has been with us ever since, really gotten into the draft horse driving. She helps in the farm, she helps drive at home, she cleans stalls, she brushes, she cleans, she comes to the shows and stays for weeks on end, and is a great help to us. She drives youth cart and team. She's done very, very well with that.
It really wasn't that hard. I mean, Amy's always correcting you, so as long as you're like trying and everything, she'll fix what you do wrong and then you learn and keep right on going. So I think the hardest part was just learning how to do all the decorations for like the shows, because it's so hard, especially the tail. It's really hard.
Lizzie is Katie's younger sister. She rides in 4-H and plays varsity field hockey.
Lizzie's also been riding with me since she was 8 and driving with us since she was about 10, because anything Katie can do, she can do just as good. So she's also been driving youth cart. She drives team, and she also drives in the feed scurry, which is a fun class we have down at Farm Show.
There are so many different things. Definitely responsibility and a work ethic, because if you're not willing to put the work into it, you're gonna go out in the shows and you're gonna fail, and it's not gonna be pretty. So if you're not willing to put the time and effort into it, then you're not gonna get anything out of it, and it's just gonna be a terrible experience. And a lot of kids don't understand that, because they don't have chores to do, they don't have any responsibilities, and they don't understand that you have to do work in order to get what you want.
Cassidy is in the 8th grade. She shows in 4-H and plays junior high field hockey.
She's been with us for about 3 years now, and she also does the youth cart. She's working into the teams. All the girls do showmanship, they all do decorating, they all show halter with us also. And they're all, a great help at shows. They clean stalls, they wash horses, they do all the, all the harness cleaning and stuff for us, and just love to come over and hang out, and just a really neat group of kids. So.
One of my days here, you come, get the horse, clean it up, and just start putting stuff on. So you know how to do it more, and then you just go for a nice drive around the trail over there.
If you look around the draft horse barns, a lot of times you see a lot of old guys, and then a couple that are 20 or 30, and then sometimes not a whole lot of younger ones, and you wonder who's doing this when the old guys get really old and the ones that are not quite there start getting older. Who's going to keep doing this? And the more kids you have, the more this industry is going to stay solvent and stay vibrant and growing. In Pennsylvania, we've got a lot of youth that are really involved, and it's really neat to see them all coming out and showing and just having fun in the barns, and they really do have a lot of fun.
Our youth numbers down there showing draft horses is steadily increasing, knock on wood. And one of the things we do through the Percheron Association is give cash awards. And we don't give those to first place winner, we don't give them to second place winners. We go down with an envelope full of cash, and every youth that exhibits a draft horse gets enough money that they can go buy milkshakes and French fries.
They've helped me be able to go out and try something new, not knowing how to do it. You can feel the connection almost between you and the horse. You have to really work together, and you have to know what they're saying. So
You have to kind of have that bond to be able to do good when you're driving or riding or anything with horses. You have to be smart and you have to be really hardworking to do this kind of thing. Like, you have to mature, you don't really have a choice. You can't screw around all the time or you're gonna get hurt doing this.
What great admiration we have for people who truly give back, like Amy and Walt. Stay with us. When we return, Gentle Giants goes driving with the Thoms family and friends. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. It's a family affair for Roger and Linda Thoms of Roland Clydesdales, who are passing on fundamentals to the 4th generation of Teamsters. Roger and Linda invite hopeful Teamsters to their 18-acre farm in the rolling hills of eastern Pennsylvania for a 3-day session to learn to work with and drive draft horses. This program fits in very well with Roger and Linda's philosophy of providing ways for more people to start becoming a part of the draft horse industry.
Both Roger and I are 3rd generation. He's from Iowa, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We kind of met up at a parade when he was with a Heinz hitch and I was there with my family hitch, but it's in our blood. We've passed it down to our boys, which is really very enriching. This is just 18 acres. Roger and I have just developed it. We could not have done it without our family passing things down, and harness came from his grandfather, the wagon came from my grandfather, and gradually we've just upgraded piece by piece. It's taken us 24 years to get a new set of harness, but it's just a little piece at a time, and that's how we build it. So it is very affordable for everybody. It's not, you don't have to have massive acres and these huge show barns.
You don't have to go out and buy the top of everything. It's great if you have the money, but to start out small with one horse, buy a used harness and have your harness maker at a shop just kind of go over the harness and make sure everything's all safe and to use, and then just go out and one piece at a time and put it together.
He can turn a 6-horse hitch in places where a lot of people can't. And he can also see when something's going to happen. And that's why he's such a good teacher, because he lets you just get to that edge and then he pulls you back. And fortunately, he's passed that on to Jason. They work together very well. He's reading their mind as much as they're reading his, and it's a mutual admiration society. They've got to respect him, but he has to respect them too. It's very important.
Roger's clinic has been going on since 1996, and 400+ students have taken part in it. That's a lot of people who have been exposed to the possibility of becoming involved with draft horses.
Somewhat of a lost art, and there's getting to be a lot more people, kids that are interested in it, and there's at the shows, there's a lot of the youth classes showing single teams and showing at Halder's. There are a lot of kids that want to do more than just carts and teams and stuff. I think it's going to be a thing coming back more and more. A lot of the students will get real tense, and I talk to them and tell you to take their mind off what they're doing. They want to put a death grip on the lines. Yeah, you got to hang on tight, but you don't want to be white-knuckled, and to try to get them to relax, and then they being tense, the horses will be tense, and you got to just be relaxed, and the horses will work for you.
He also trains horses for clients and can get one started to drive in less than a month.
I have a big Percheron gelding here named Thor, and time against him, and if they want to run, he'll run with them a little bit, and then Thor pretty much says, all right, that's enough, slow down to my pace, and he'll push them and shove them, whatever I need.
He gets them driving both sides of the tongue in single, usually, depending on the horse. But it's a very quick turnaround. It's not that, you need to just take them home and get the miles on them then. He's got all the kinks worked out and the
hey, he does this, you got to watch this, and we take them through every pace we possibly can. We've got that Percheron horse is a great breaking horse. He pushes and pulls, and with Roger's voice that carries just a tad, he teaches a lot quickly.
The boys, not everybody's into it. Ethan is more into sports. He's very competitive. He's getting back into the horse a little bit more at some of the shows. He'll drive the carts for us, and he's there helping and clean harness, help harnessing the horses, doing chores at the shows and here at home while we're gone. And Jason's into more the driving, the bigger hitches than Ethan is. Jason, 2 years ago, drove the 6-horse hitch for the first time at our county fair.
He is right now the reigning youth champion for the World Clydesdale show. He won that in 2011 with our wheel team. He did a great job with it.
Jason is a bit of a daredevil. He recently returned from the National High School Finals Rodeo in Wyoming, where he represented Pennsylvania in bull riding. And he's developing a new trick roping and bullwhip routine.
When I was little, I used to watch the Pennsylvania Farm Show High School Rodeo. And then I also got addicted to 8 Seconds, the Lane Frost movie. And I used to get a rush just watching that. And now, last September, I got a school, went to a bull riding school, and now it's kind of a fun rush. Driving a 6 gives you a rush, everybody's staring at you, and it's a lot harder than some people think. And then bull riding, you just grit your teeth and go. Whatever happens, happens. You can't really control it.
Both Ethan and Jason have grown up around draft horses and have had success in the show ring, although Ethan has hopes of a career in baseball.
I mean, it would be nice to play baseball somewhere up higher and higher levels, but I mean, growing up, I would always want a horse somewhere on where I live and where I can work with. It's real interesting watching Dad, knowing that he's kind of a well-known person through the draft horse industry, and that I'm kind of honored to be the son of him, and that it's just the way he talks to other people and that everyone kind of knows him, and he may not know them at first, but then it's just neat watching people from all over the country that know my father.
Roger and Linda were adamant that we take the lines of the 6-horse hitch along the country road near Aaronsburg. Thankfully, the horses are well broke, and Roger was there to make sure we stayed in the right lane and that we didn't get our lines crossed.
What we love is going to the shows and seeing all of our friends. It's such a close network of draft horse folks. There's few lifers left, but it is so important. We've kind of lost what the draft horses meant from years ago. Now they're a lot more fun and showing and that sort of thing as opposed to the work side. But the heritage that we have in our hands, we really need to pass on to the kids.
When we return, we'll see an important and unlikely building in the shadows of the famous Penn State Stadium. Stay with us. Gentle Giants will be right back.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. Penn State Athletics is known nationwide, but you may not know that their agricultural program is one of the oldest in the nation. Pennsylvania's 63,000 farm families continue to be stewards of more than 7.7 million acres of farmland, the leading economic driver in the state. The equine industry of Pennsylvania accounts for over $10 billion of economic activity for their economy. Overall, the equine industry provides 20,000 jobs annually to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Penn State first started under the name of the Farmers High School. In 1855, Governor James Pollock signed the charter that would become the birth of this agricultural school. Pennsylvania's only land-grant institution came to fruition when President Abraham Lincoln signed the Morrill Act. The first of the colleges established at Penn State, the College of Agricultural Sciences, awarded the nation's first baccalaureate degrees in agriculture to 13 graduates in 1861. One of the fine scholars in the first class came by the name of McCormick, who would go on to invent the mechanical reaper and then founded International Harvester Company. The Penn State College of Agricultural Sciences invests nearly $97 million in research and graduate study yearly.
Katie's actually an ag education major at Penn State, and she's also in ROTC, in the Army ROTC, and one of the things that we found recently was that the Army is actually teaching some of their soldiers how to farm with draft horses so that when they go to some of these impoverished nations that they're trying to rebuild, they can teach the local, the local folks how to get back into this stuff if they don't have the tractors and stuff to do it.
It's an amazing program because I've done 2 study abroads already with my school and then 1 with ROTC, so I've been to 3 countries already with Penn State, and it's been awesome. And I never would have been able to do that if I hadn't gone there. And you get scholarships, especially in the College of Ag. They give you so many scholarships if you just ask for them.
We want to thank everyone for showing us such a wonderful time here in Pennsylvania.
We'd like to thank Dr. Amy Snover and Walt Rupert, Roger and Linda Thoms for the great work that they are doing to involve the next generation and for your role as 4-H leaders. Did I tell you that I still know my 4-H pledge?
You did tell me. Let's hear it.
I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, and my country.
Well,
How's that?
we learned that this week, that's for sure. These young generations, it really makes your heart feel good.
It does. We're in good shape for the next generation of Teamsters.
Yeah, that's right.
Join us next week right here on Gentle Giants.